gbogbo àwọn kan ṣe gbá these days and tó kidnap ẹ ohun burúkú ni o.
The person that is
It's not a pleasant experience. Ìwọ ò ní rí o.
You will not be a victim.
Mo ló ò ní rí o.
You will not be a victim. Amen.
There was a new news item recently tí wọ́n gbé ọmọ University of Agriculture Abẹ́òkúta kan wọ́n gbé lérí kan lẹ́kọ̀ọ́. So eventually wọ́n lẹ́ni ẹ sọ pé òun fẹ́ gba 3 million wọ́n bẹ̀ ó dẹ̀ gba 350,000 ọ̀kan bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n wá rókú ẹ̀. Ta lórí ẹ ní newspaper last week mo sọ yìí last week wọ́n rókú ẹ̀. Ìgbà tí wọ́n rókú ẹ̀ wọ́n ní ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ classmate ló pa.
It was a classmate who killed her.
Was her classmate.
It was a classmate.
Ìkòròdú ẹni tán lọ tó lọ pa síbẹ̀.
He took that to Ikorodu and killed her.
Ọmọ ọlọ́mọ. Irú suffering wo làwọn òbí ẹ̀ ń go through báyìí.
You can imagine what the parents will be going through now.
So the insecurity is a source of suffering. Ritual killing, assassinations, terrorism, banditry, drugs, and all of that. Discrimination based on race, ethnicity, religion, sex, education, and age. Yes, when I went to UK to study, what
I went through.
The discrimination that I went through. My job was in the bus, but my job with me.
I will sit in the class. Nobody
will sit down. The first 2 weeks. Timolo ni ìlú òyìnbó. Mama ti lọ bẹ́ẹ̀ gbọ́n ẹ̀ ní Manchester. Èmi ni kí wọ́n ní wà ní Oxford.
I was in Oxford.
I didn't see a single black man for 2 weeks. We were city of Oxford. I didn't see a single black man for 2 weeks. Timbajo goes in the bus. Nobody will sit down with me. So, ibi tí àwọn UK technical assistance Nigeria tó fi mí sí wọ́n tọ́jú mi wọ́n pè bẹ̀ ní bed and breakfast. Tó ti dàárọ̀ òyìnbó yẹn Mr. Sonai, he has your breakfast. Wọ́n ti fún mi breakfast mi. Ó lè tún di àárọ̀ la kí n tó rẹ̀ ní bá mi sọ̀rọ̀. He has your breakfast. Nothing. Mama ń gbádùn lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ ní Manchester. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. So ìgbà yẹn kò sí àwọn fóònù sáni yẹn. A máa lọ síbi kan tá a máa lọ kí n tó rí pásọ̀rọ̀ báyìí tìpátìkúùkù ni. So ọjọ́ kan báyìí mo wá ń lọ ebi ti pa mí lọ́sọ̀ọ́ wá jẹ́ time lunch hour mi ò mọ̀ pé lunch hour wọn nìyẹn mo kàn rí restaurant kan mo kàn yà síbẹ̀ mo kàn jókòó gbogbo everybody was white wọ́n jókòó wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ lọ wọ́n ṣe rí mi o wọ́n kàn dákẹ́jẹ́ wẹ́ ooo ó tí mo sọ yìí wọ́n kàn ṣe wẹ́ ló wọ́n wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí wò mí kí ló wá débi bẹ́ẹ̀ pé ẹranko wọ̀lú wá kìnìún wọlé wá it was obvious that it was because of me. Mo sáré mo kàn rí seat kan mo sáré jókòó síbẹ̀ mo dẹ̀ jókòó wọ́n dẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ wọn lọ. Is that not obvious enough? Mo ní ìlú òyìnbó yìí it was a source of culture. So, those 2 weeks mi ò di gbàgbé láyé mi. Ọjọ́ kan mo wá lọ sí library. Library àwọn tó ń tọ́jú mi. So mo fẹ́ rí program officer mi kò wá ráyè rí mi. So mo wá nígbà tí ò ráyè rí mi mo wá lọ sí library mo ṣe rí the first black man that I saw mo ṣe rí ní library yẹn mo ṣayé lọ bá first lọ́sẹ̀ méjì first mo ṣayé lọ bá mo á wò dídí mo ní excuse me sir are you from Africa mi ò fẹ́ wà too optimistic mo ní are you from Africa ó wá wò mí ó ní yes are you from Nigeria ó ní yes ó kàn wò mí ṣá mo ní what's your name ó ní jẹ́ ká yin Ifá mo wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí jó oh you don't understand o discrimination ó kàn wò pé ṣé what is wrong with you? Ó kàn bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí jó ní ká. Mo ní I started talking. Ó ní kò sí problem. Ó wá mú mi lọ sí flat yẹ. Ó wá tẹ bà fún mi. Hallelujah. That was the day that my loneliness ended up in that place. You don't understand, yo. Màmá ń lọ lọ́jọ́ kan ní àjọ lọ́dọ̀ ni ọmọ kékeré kan ó dẹ̀ súnmọ́ ó dẹ̀ tutọ́ sí lójú ọmọ ó tutọ́ sí lójú spat on her face. Màmá wa fọ etí ẹ̀ gbà ìyá ẹ̀kọ́ ya mu ó yà nọ ṣoṣoṣo ni ó tójú wa ní lọ́dọ̀ ó dẹ̀ má rí bẹ́ẹ̀ sí i o but nígbà tá a lọ ẹ̀ it was very very bad. You need to see the suffering to understand what I'm saying. When I got there, my supervisor called me and said, Mr. Sonaik, let me warn you. Only you need double the effort of a white man to pass here at Oxford. Don't let that leave your mind. Suffering. Only you need double the effort of a white man for you to pass at Oxford. Mama,
my wife, she knows what.
When I started writing my thesis, he will give me an appointment. Come and see me next week. For the next 4 weeks, he won't be there. He won't be there. That was the day his secretary looked at me and said, Mr. Sonaik, Mr. Sonaik said, you are very patient. You are very patient. I said, I have no choice. I'm going to get a PhD. Don't have any, no. Whatever it costs me, I'm going to give it. The suffering was enormous.
4 years.
4 solid years.
You
sọ pé bí ọdẹ tó bá ronú tó bá pẹran kò ní ṣe kí ni kò ní fẹ́ lè múràn jẹ. That is what suffering does for you. That's my own personal experience. Let's move on. So, accidents, when you have accident, that's suffering, vehicle accident, industrial. When you lack freedom, you don't understand the issue of freedom. When they push you into jail, or you cannot talk as you like, you cannot practice your religion, then you know the suffering attached to lack of freedom. You have no freedom to use your gifts. So you look at all of these things and you see the other area of suffering is the interpersonal relationships. O bá yàn pàdé níbi iṣẹ́ nínú ilé ìwọ àti láńlọ́ọ̀dù ẹ kò ìjà lójoojúmọ́ kò sanwó ẹ máa jà ní. So it causes a lot of suffering and so on. So I can go on. You can begin to relate with all of these things. In all of these issues, you'll be thinking, where is God? Does he still hear prayers? Does he answer prayers? What is the source of my problems? What are the issues involved? You look at the whole world, communities suffering together. All of a sudden you see natural forces, tornadoes, volcanoes, destroying human life. And you see all kinds of diseases sweeping away human beings, destroying lives. Thousands of lives. We just saw COVID pass, but before then there'll be bigger diseases that they destroy human beings. Then we saw people when they fight wars against each other. These white people, they call Africa savage. They are the most terrible savages that ever existed. When they discovered how to create weapons of mass destruction, the First World War is between Europe and Africa. Killed millions of people. The Second World War, Africa, maybe 100, 200 million people don't pass. Togo ba ṣẹlẹ̀,
if there is war,
the suffering is enormous.
ìjìyà tó jẹ mọ́ ó lágbára.
Àwa ò ní rogun o.
We will not experience war, amen.
A ò ní rogun abẹ́lé.
We will not see a offensive war.
Ogun òkèrè ò ní jà wá.
We will not experience external war, amen.
My brethren,
Ẹ̀yin ará mi,
I can go on
a lè máa sọ lọ.
about human suffering,
Bí
the nature of human suffering.
ìjà
And in all of these issues,
nínú gbogbo àwọn nǹkan
you begin
wọ̀nyí,
to ask,
a máa rò pé
is God still taking note of what's going on earth? So, does God see all of these things?
ṣé Ọlọ́run rí gbogbo nǹkan tó ń
Does he see
ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí?
the injustice
Sórí
that is
ẹ̀sùn
going
gbogbo
on?
tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀.
The suffering going on in Nigeria.
Ìtìyà tó
Now,
lọ Nàìjíríà
does he see
lọ́wọ́.
that?
Ṣọ́lọ́run rí.
When you look at even in Nigeria, you look at the issues that we are going through now.
Táwa wo tá a là kọjá ń sìn.
Look at the governments in Nigeria.
Ẹ wo àwọn ìjọba wa.
As I told you before,
Ẹ mo sọ fún yín.
look at the issues systematically.
Ẹ wá jẹ́ ẹgbẹ̀wò lẹ́sẹẹsẹ.
From the time of people like Chief Awolowo
Ẹ wá jẹ́ ẹ̀kọ́ jáwò gbà
and
àwọn olówó
Azikiwe
abẹ,
and
Azikiwe,
Donald.
Balewa àti bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀.
Compare that era with now.
Ẹ jẹ́ wá fi ìgbà tí wọ́n wé
See
ìgbà wáyé.
what the society has gone through.
Ẹ wo bí àwùjọ wa wo ló
There's
ti là
a
kọjá.
systematic decline in leadership.
Àwọn tó ń ṣe olórí.
Ṣé wọ́n lè fi àwọn tó ń ṣorí wa o lè fi wé àwọn Awólọ́wọ̀ nígbà yẹn? Ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ní wọn ò tí ì bí yín nígbà yẹn.
Those that are old enough.
Bàtà àwọn Awólọ́wọ̀. Èmi yìí tẹ̀ ń wò yìí, I am a beneficiary
Èmi jẹ́ tó jà
of
fàámi.
Awólọ́wọ̀'s vision.
Ìran Awólọ́wọ̀
That's the
tó
primary
ní.
5.
That was
3-day first degree mi
tí mo fi ṣe
was
ìgboyà.
all this man's vision.
Gbogbo ìran Awólọ́wọ̀ nígbà yẹn.
When we were at Great Ife many years ago,
Nígbà
táwa
táwa nílé
níbẹ̀,
Ifẹ̀.
every Sunday,
Níjọ́ Sunday
Eh?
táwọn anniversary Ifẹ̀.
láàárín student méjì, adìẹ kan la máa pín fún wa.
Ẹ̀jẹ̀
Wọ́n máa là méjì báyìí.
Ẹ̀jẹ̀ kan ní ọ̀fà ní hostel.
Hallelujah.
Ó ní díẹ̀ kan ní méjì máa jẹ.
Wọ́n pè ní meal ticket. Wọ́n máa fún àti fún wa ní meal ticket. Wọ́n máa tó máa jẹun.
A lọ jẹ to go and eat.
Now, look at what is happening now.
Ẹ wá wo bó ṣe rí ń sìn.
And look at the suffering.
Ẹ wá wo ìyà táwọn èèyàn jẹ ń sìn.
I don't want to begin to talk about the government.
Mi ò fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ pa
I'm not a politician.
Torí mi ò ṣe
But I
olóṣèlú.
just believe that God will help us somewhere along the line.
Mo sáwọn ìpè Ọlọ́run ó dà sọ́rọ̀
And
ìjà yóò
we'll
ṣe
get to
àwọn.
the promised land.
Yóò àdẹ̀dẹ̀ lè.
But let me tell you, my
Mo
brethren,
jẹ́ kí n sọ fún ẹ̀yin ará mi.
if you are looking for any promised land in this world,
Téèyàn bá ń wo
forget
ilé rẹ̀
it.
sí kéèyàn gbàgbé ẹ̀.